Because y'all, you know what? You participate, you ask questions, you join in. And that is what remote learning and everything is about. My first class, I asked some questions. I couldn't get them to respond at all. But I know that they're the first class, so they have to get, 9 o'clock, and then they got to get themselves going. But I look forward to your class because you do ask questions, you're always inquiring, and you're enthusiastic. So welcome again to Career Management. If you are new, just joining in, I am Ms. Hargrave, and I hope everybody is doing well. I'll give it another minute or two for people to come on. So how is everybody doing? Did everybody catch up with their discussion questions in the pre-test? Did everybody do that? Hello? Let me see. Let me see. Yes, Damien said yes. I got to remember Damien to look in the chat. So Joseph, good. Wow. Kenny said yeah. Okay, Damien, yeah. All right. So let's see. By now, everybody should be set up with typing.com, quizzes, Quizlet, Remind. On Remind, I sent out a message on Remind yesterday. Let me see how many people I had to respond back to that. Let me see. Let's see what we got going on, y'all. With Remind, I had I think I only had 2 people. I only had 2 people. What is up with that? And I got about almost the whole class has almost signed up for Remind. If you have not signed up for Remind, please do that. Let me put the link in here again. But I sent out a very special message. David got it, and Miss McIntosh got it. So let me see. I'm going to put it in here again for Remind. Y'all guys missed out on something yesterday. Hold up. Let me put it in here. Okay, I just sent you the link for Remind, so make sure you get set up for Remind. By now, I hope everybody has gotten caught up with their discussion questions and the pre-test. Because today, let me see what we got going on. Let me get it together. I'm still in a work in progress myself. So yes.
It said it couldn't find the class.
Couldn't find the class, couldn't find it. Let me go look at it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what I typed in. Did you type in https remind.com join? Oh, I know what it was. Look, that was my error, y'all. That's not a 1. That's an F. Right where after it says join, after I put join in the slash, that should be an F. It should be. Let me put it in there. F3 AA. Thank you, Jamani. Thank you. That's what it should be at the end. It should be an F3 AA78. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Forgive me. And let me see. Jamani, if I don't have it up by today's Tuesday, if I don't have it up by Thursday, Jamani, you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
If I don't have it up by Thursday, when y'all come on to class, remind me to put that personality test in for you guys. I was gonna try to do it yesterday, and I got doing something else. I forgot. So I tried to remember today. But if I don't have it up by Thursday when you come to class, say, Miss Hargrave, please put that personality test in the grade book. Okay? Because y'all know how I forget things. Hey, Shamel, I'm gonna take attendance in just a minute. So, guys, what I want to do today, we're gonna cover a little something today. Let's see what we got going on. We're gonna see if we can get this going for y'all. Hold on. Did y'all get key terms? I didn't give y'all key terms yesterday, did I? I will work on getting y'all key terms.
Key term.
Key term vocabulary. I thought I gave y'all some key terms. What? You're gonna be fine. I don't think this is gonna show what I needed to show. I don't think it will. Let me look. Let me see what I got. Let's see. And we probably would not take, we may take a little quiz this week, but we would not have a test until next week. And I will make sure that you have a study guide to study. Let's see what we got going on. I bet it's not what I want. Nope. Okay, so what I want y'all guys to do is go into Canvas. And under Canvas, you should see day 1. I need you to click on that. Under day 1, it says today's agenda. I can develop an understanding of myself to build and maintain a positive self-concept. So it means that you're going to learn to understand yourself and be able to build a positive self-concept. And in this objective, we're going to learn about, you're going to learn more about your attitude. You're going to learn more about your emotions. You're going to learn more how to control your emotions, control your attitudes when certain things arise. So I'm going to go over the emotional intelligence PowerPoint, and then we're going to have a discussion using the emotional intelligence EQ. So let's do this. Hopefully y'all can see. So hold up, I'm gonna see if y'all can see this now. Okay, so this is our first objective that we are learning about, and it's entitled Emotional Intelligence and Personal Characteristics. This is what this PowerPoint is going to be about, our emotional intelligence and personal characteristics. So right now, the only thing you can do is just listen, just go along and view the PowerPoint along with me. Let me get it where it's supposed to be. What is emotional intelligence? What is emotional intelligence? If you see here, is our emotional intelligence. You see the brain there. It's dealing. Our emotional intelligence deals with empathy. It deals with decision making, self-esteem, commitment, interpersonal awareness, and one of my favorite is motivation. I love motivation. The personal attributes that enable people to succeed in life includes Self-awareness. That's your knowledge on your character. So it's conscious knowledge on one's character. You know your character. You know what you're about. Empathy is dealing with the ability to identify and understand someone else's feelings or difficulties. So empathy is when someone is sad, someone is upset about something. Empathy is when you have the ability to understand what they're going through, what they're feeling. Self-confidence is trust in one's abilities and judgments. Self-confidence is what you know that you trust that what you're doing is right. You trust that you're making the best decisions. Self-control. Self-control now, that's a little bit iffy. That's the ability to control your own behavior, reactions, and impulses. Some of us may not have as much self-control as others, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but you must learn self-control, because self-control is going sometimes, it's going to help you stay out of dangerous situations, because sometimes you have to learn self-control. When somebody comes up to you and they say, William, I don't like them shoes you're wearing. Normally, if that were me, I'd be like, well, hey, you didn't buy them. What you worried about it? If somebody were to say that, that's okay. Well, that shoe, I like them. I bought them, and walk away. Learn to, when people say things to you or people talk about you, learn to just let that go. Don't always react, okay? Self-concept. What matters is how you see yourself. That's what self-concept is about. It's a mental image you have of yourself. Becoming independent and feeling good about who you are and what you do. A role model. So Jemima, I think, was a role model. Developing a positive self-concept. You have to believe in your capabilities, meaning what you can do. Believe you can control your life, and you can. Exercise self-discipline and self-control. You can do both of those. Use effective communication skills. That means that you need to learn how to communicate with different people in different ways. Your tone can't be the same with everybody. Your language can't be the same with everybody. Demonstrate flexibility and integrity. In anything, be honest, be flexible. Self-concept leads to self-esteem. If you notice down here, it has an image. The eye and the heart means love me. Self-concept. First of all, it starts with you. If you don't love yourself at this moment, I want you to start loving yourself. And how are some ways that you can start loving yourself? I want you to every day get in the mirror. Are y'all listening? Can y'all see the PowerPoint? I didn't ask y'all. Can y'all see the PowerPoint? Can y'all hear me?
No, I can't see it.
You say you can't see it?
Nah, I can't.
It's not there.
Okay. Is there? Okay. So one of the ways that you learn to love yourself, if you don't love yourself at this moment, every day I want y'all to get up and look in the mirror. Now, y'all know, when we get up in the morning, we don't look like we look at 11 a.m. When we get up in the morning, y'all know we be looking rough, hair over our head, eyebrows looking crazy, But when you get up in the morning, look in that mirror, say, hey, Alfonso, hey, David, you look nice today. Neftali, oh, I like your hair. Your hair is so pretty, Neftali. Ayana, I love your smile. Talk to yourself. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself, boosting yourself, having self-confidence, self-esteem. Say something good about yourself every day. Say, man, I like that shirt you got on. Man, them sneakers, they right. They tight. I like them jeans. Say, I like how you're talking today. I like how you feel today. So remember, you have to Put stuff in yourself. Don't worry about what somebody else say about you. You start with you. So self-esteem is when you have a positive self-concept and you have confidence and satisfaction in yourself. It's a feeling of self-worth. Everybody on here, if you don't think that you're worth anything, Miss Hargrave is telling you today that you are worth more than any amount of money. So I want you to know that, and going forth right now, you better walk differently. You better talk differently because you are great. Positive. High self-esteem means you recognize and you value your uniqueness. You don't have to look like anybody else. You don't have to dress like anybody else. You do you and you be different. I guarantee you, Miss Hargrave is different. And everywhere I go, I never meet a stranger. Like, oh man, it's like I've known you forever. I was in the store a couple weeks ago and I kept running into people or some people I didn't know. I talked to him, and this man, I was in Walmart, and he said to me, he said, "You must be popular." I said, "Huh?" He said, "Everybody talking to you, act like they know you." He said, "You were just popular." And I was smiling. No, because you know what? I don't meet a stranger. Negative. I don't deal with that, but we sometimes have to. Low self-esteem, afraid of failing and avoid everyday challenges. Don't be afraid to fail. When you don't do good at something the first time, you better get up, dust yourself off, and try it again. Keep working at it until it gets better. All right. You know, I'm a teacher, and I'm a pretty good teacher. I'm not the greatest. I'm not where I would like to be, but I feel that I have a lot to offer, and I feel that you like what I offer, and I feel that I get my point across. But there are things that I can work on, and every day, and I'm looking at how I can make my class more inviting, how I can make my class more fun. So that's gonna be, but don't stay there in that negativity. To know and understand yourself, that means you got to analyze, you got to pick it out. You got skills, you got interests. Skills are things you do well. These skills are transferred from your daily activities to school and future career. Everybody has a skill. You may haven't tapped into it, but everybody's skill, something that they do well, something they can do better, something else. Okay, so everybody has skills. Interests are your activities, events, and ideas you like. Your hobbies, activities done in one's leisure time. Example, playing video games, which probably a majority of you like to do, or reading. A lot of us like to read. I like to read. I don't always get a chance. I have books now. I probably on the first two chapters and got about 500 more pages to go, and I had the book for a year. How do you analyze your interest? Okay, you do a self-assessment for knowledge. Who am I? You can there's like we did the personality test. There's all kind of tests you can take, so you can help you learn about what your talents are, your skills, your interests, what motivates you, what needs you have, your lifestyle, your concerns, personality. So all of this, you need to do a self-assessment. It's a self-assessments are the process of taking stock of your interests, your aptitudes, and your abilities. Aptitudes are person's natural, physical, and mental talents for learning. It means how much you can learn, how in what ways do you learn. So everybody has a different way of learning. Abilities is your task or skill you have already developed. Ability is something you already have, something you were born with. So everybody has a talent that they can do. You may haven't discovered yet, but everybody got something that they can do, that they like to do, that they probably have never tapped into. Helps plan your future. All this helps plan your future. Okay, so let's go back. So all of this that I have in the modules, you guys can go and check out. I want y'all to go back and review it. So we're going to lead a discussion to see if we can break this down. Okay, I'm not going to do the EQ news. I think I got something else, so hold on. Must have went away. Okay. All right, so everybody go into modules. If you will go into modules, and I need you to go into where it says 1.01 areas of EQ. Can you go there for me? It is in day one, it's under day one. We've already done the emotional intelligence PowerPoint. Now we're going to focus on the areas of EQ, which is emotional intelligence. So if you can go there where it says 1.01 areas of EQ. Damien, what were you saying? Damien, I'm sorry, because sometimes I'm doing other things and I don't go back to my chat as often. You said I don't see the code that's sent to my email when I signed up. You talking about Remind? Damien, I sent out a message yesterday to the whole class of career management. A Remind, I sent out an email. Check your email that I sent to the class. It was a code that I put into that message. So go read the message. It's a brief message. Read it and send that code back to me. I sent out a Remind message yesterday with a code. Read the email and then send the code that I sent in the email and that Remind back to me. Everybody, if you will let's go to Canvas. Make sure you're under day one. Let's go to the 1.01 areas of EQ. Can we go to that, please? I'm going to go over this with you as a class, and then you're going to have some things that you're going to do on your own. What makes EQ? Despite the various definitions of emotional intelligence, the concept can be divided into 4 areas of specific skills based on Daniel Goleman's model. So there are 4 areas of emotional intelligence. And this gentleman, Daniel Goleman, has a model that most people follow when they're talking about emotional intelligence. The first one is self-awareness. Self-awareness is knowing your emotions. So when you're aware, it says awareness of emotions. This refers to how you know your own emotions, including your moods. Everybody knows their emotions, how they get when certain things happen or when certain people make them feel a certain type of way. So you know it includes your mood and behavior tendencies. Let's say that you start a job as a stock clerk, putting out stock at a local toy store. Your boss has agreed to limit your hours because of his school schedule. At first, everything works out fine, but then you find out that you're being scheduled for more and more hours. You feel nervous and anxious about the situation, but you feel absolutely terrified at the idea of speaking to your employer. This awareness of your emotional state is the first step in being able to manage it. So then you're going to do an accurate self-assessment. How would you assess this emotion? You know you'll be nervous when you talk to your employer. Will your annoyance be communicated to? Do you want to let your employer know that you are annoyed? Or would it be better to have a business-like discussion? I'm going to say it's better to have a business-like discussion. If you have an accurate self-assessment, you are aware of your strengths, weaknesses, and your limitations, meaning how much you can take. In this case, you know that you have a difficult time getting your point across verbally when you are nervous or annoyed. So sometimes when you're nervous, you can't talk a certain way. Just be sure you're taking the right approach. You can ask a friend to help you find the right words. So let's deal with self-confidence. Your awareness and assessments of these emotions give you the confidence you need to deal with them. Instead of leaving your boss an angry voicemail at a time when you know he won't be able to answer the phone, you ask to speak to him at the end of the shift. In a calm voice, you say, "You might not have noticed that you have been scheduling me for more hours than we had agreed to. I would like to get back to my regular schedule. In just a few moments, you made your case, and most likely your hours reduced, and you left a favorable impression with your boss. I'm reading all this to say that don't talk to somebody when you are upset, you're nervous. Schedule a time when you're more calm, you're focused, your thoughts are clear. And that way, when you communicate with that person, you don't sound like you're angry. You don't sound like you're confused. You sound confident. You sound knowledgeable. You sound kind because you don't want to come off to a person in the wrong tone. Now, this person could have contacted their boss when they first saw they got scheduled all these hours and they were upset. And when they went and talked to their boss, it made the boss seem like they really had an attitude. So, the boss might just say, okay, since you don't want these hours and you don't know how to talk to me, how about you find you another job? So with everything, you must be aware of your emotions, okay? Now, the second skill that Mr. Daniel Goleman says that is dealing with self-management. How do you manage your emotions? Self-control is what keeps you from slamming the door, throwing small objects, or otherwise acting foolishly in response to your emotions. You got to know when to control yourself because when somebody or something makes you angry, you can't slam a door. You might be a CEO making $5 million a year. And because something doesn't go your way, even though you got that big executive office, that suite, you can't go in slamming doors, throwing stuff because people gonna think you crazy. You might think that a friend who betrayed you deserves a verbal thrashing, but holding your tongue shows that you can restrain yourself. Every time somebody makes you mad, you can't always say what you think. Sometimes you got to learn to control your emotions and not say anything. When you learn that you don't have to do what your emotions are telling you, you understand self-control. Transparency. Who knows what transparency is? Transparency means being who you say you are. If you say that you are a certain way, or don't be the opposite. Your motives, your beliefs, and your actions are just what they seem to be. You have nothing to hide. You are trustworthy, never behaving in a manner that is two-faced. And what I mean by two-faced, if some of y'all don't know, is, I'm one way with um, Derek, but then when I see David, I'm a different way. I'll talk about David to Derek. That's being two-faced. You're not showing your true self. You're showing two different people or more. Adaptability is a trait shared by people who have learned to adjust new and changing situations, whether you have experienced a lot of changes or just a few. You can demonstrate ability in the workplace by simply accepting a change when it comes without being fearful or angry. You have achievement. It's important to people with high levels of self-management. They often set high standards for themselves. So that whatever they do is elevated in the terms of their goals. Achievement. A lot of people, they always shoot high. They want to be at the top, and they are like it. For instance, if some of y'all play sports, you play football, you just don't want to be the average running back. You don't want to be the average defensive end. You want to be above average. You want to be the one that that's getting the scores, making the points and everything. You want to be the one who people say, okay, um, Jamani, Juan, they can do the job. They get it done. They don't play around. So positive attitude, again, is common in people with high emotional intelligence. I try to have a positive attitude with everything all the time, but I am human. There are sometimes I may not have as positive attitude about certain things, especially when sometimes learning something new. But I tell myself that I must learn something new. I must get beyond it for the betterment of myself and others. Just like working with Canvas, I dibbled and dabbled a little with Canvas last year, a couple years with my classes, but I never went solely with Canvas until now because it's not an option. So I had to learn it. I'm still learning. Another skill is social awareness, dealing with empathy, knowing about your feelings, your thoughts, experiences of one another. Organizational awareness is a person's ability to see the larger picture in an organization. A person with the organizational awareness knows who the decision makers are. If the CEO expects each company's division to operate independently, there's not likely to be much overlap. Service. So, relationship management, if you see all of this, relationship management is dealing with the managing of emotions of others. In order for you to be effective, communications is a big part of emotional intelligence. If you're able to listen carefully and use words and body language that accurately reflects your thoughts and feelings, you are able to interact effectively and to inspire and persuade others. Recognition of others is acknowledging the significance of other people. When you interact with others in a way that builds a relationship, instead of a way that attempts to build your own image, you are demonstrating emotional intelligence. So when you reach out to a new employee at work in spite of the fact that he or she is different from you in some way, you display a high level of emotional intelligence. So when you recognize other people, although they may not be like you, may not hang around with the same crew, you acknowledge them of who they are and what they bring to the table. In relationship management, you got to deal with a sense of teamwork. You got to be cooperative, willing to share your information and plans. Because I am a teacher, I just don't want to keep my information that I have that another new teacher can have or other teachers can have. If you're on a team, if you're on a job, you should work together, because when you work together as a team, the whole body works better. Negotiation skills are important because they help you to settle disagreements. You're not going to like everything. Sometimes you're going to have differences in opinions that can turn into major problems if you're not willing to see each other's point of view. Sometimes you disagree to agree. You're not going to like everything that everybody says, but you're going to come to a common ground. A change catalytic is someone who recognizes the need to improve a situation and works to make it happen. When you see an unjust situation, for example, you are likely to do something about it. Stop somebody from scamming somebody. Okay, so things of that nature. In summary, in closing, emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize and manage emotions in ourselves and in others. It is different from traditional intelligence and may, in fact, be more important. To raise your level of emotional intelligence, you can study and practice behaviors within the 4 areas of specific skills. So self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. So what I want y'all guys to do, let me see. Bear with me one moment. I think I want y'all to review the 1.01, understanding yourself to build and maintain a self concept outline, and review the key terms. Let me see where we at. I got to go back to the key terms. You're supposed to have some key. Okay. So what I want y'all guys to do is to go over the 1.01, understanding yourself to build and maintain a positive self concept. So make sure you go over that outline. Then there's some key terms that I want y'all guys to write down in your notebooks, even though they're written down. You can do one of two things. The key terms that you have, you are welcome to print those out and place those in your notebook. Or I want you to, and there's 50 of them, so that means it's going to take you a couple of days. I want you to write down the definitions and the
50 what?
Damani. Look on modules. We're on modules. What I want y'all to do, I read, but I want y'all to go back to review for yourself where it says, hold on. I want y'all to review what I just read over the areas of EQ. I need you to do that. Just read it. Then I want you to also read where it says understanding yourself to build and maintain a positive self-concept. Then after that, you have key terms. These key terms, you see those key terms?
Oh Lord.
It's 50 of them.
You see, what you
So,
trying to
but
do
what
with all that?
listen, but what I want you to do is, I know it's gonna take out some time. So today is Tuesday. By Sunday, by
Wait, what?
Sunday, by Sunday, you should have all these key terms. I want them written down. You can do one or two things. You can
I
print
lost them.
out.
Where they go?
You see the key term now. You can print it. If you print it, paste it in your notebook. Only thing you gotta do is you might have to chunk it up, like do a half a sheet, like do 1 through 12 on a sheet, then turn it over, do 13 through 22 on a sheet. If you print it off, or you can write down. I would like for you to write down all of these in your notebook. You need to, and what I want y'all guys to do is going to be a grade. You need to show me where you've either uh,
Oh, you can put
printed
them in
off.
the Google Docs.
Yeah, you can. What you can do is, if you want to, if you have access to a printer, you can just print out the key terms. You may have to cut them and paste so much on one page, paste so much on another page, and just paste them in your notebook. Or either you can write the key terms. But I need to see them either pasted in your notebook or you written down by Sunday. So what I'm gonna do Monday by Monday this time, I should receive uh you can either screenshot it with your phone and send it to me through email. And y'all have my email address. So I want y'all right now, y'all can decide what are y'all going to do. Are you going to, if you have access to a printer, again, by all means, print it out and paste them in your notebook, because I want you to get familiar with the terms. And I'll start setting something up in Quizlet and quizzes so you can get familiar with the terms and everything, because it is a lot. And I know you're not going to learn them all at one time. And I do understand that. So do you understand what I said about I want you to go back into modules under day one. I want you to go back and review the areas of EQ. Know the four areas, the four concepts. So it's self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. I want you to make sure you review all that. Make sure you read Understanding Yourself to Build and Maintain a Positive Self-Concept and Key Terms. Your key terms. Abilities. What are abilities? Can somebody tell me what are abilities? Anybody know what abilities are? Abilities are skill one has developed. If you look on your key terms, you'll know what abilities are. So I want y'all to start learning these, because when I call on you, I want you to be ready to answer. So at this particular time, I'm gonna give y'all time to either go ahead and read what I asked you to read with it to yourself, and then start working on your key terms. So stay on. I don't want you going anywhere. Just stay on. So you get that done. I normally don't eat, but I better eat me some cereal. Mm. Oh, let me put this attendance quiz in here. I don't think I gave y'all a discussion question for today, but that's okay. We'll make up for it tomorrow. Let me put this attendance quiz in so y'all can have it. Sorry, Kenny, I was on mute. Kenny, what you need to do is go on to day 1. I want you to read over again the areas of EQ, understanding yourself to build and maintain a positive self-concept. Then the key terms, you are to either write them in your notebook or you can print it out and place it in your notebook. If you place it in your notebook, you'll probably have to cut it like do 1 through 10 on one sheet. Turn over the paper. Do 11 through something. Cut them out and place them into your notebook. Either way, by Monday, I need you to screenshot me a picture where you've written down all 50 definitions, or you'll place them neatly in your notebook. You have Tally, Ayana, Yenny. Okay, guys, we probably got about another 2 minutes. We can go ahead. So what I want y'all guys working on is making sure you're reading over the required material for today and working on doing your key terms. Again, with the key terms, if you have access to a printer or you can save it and go get it printed out, you can post them in your notebook. But if not, go ahead and start writing your key terms. I know that there are 50, so that's why I'm giving you some time. I'll give you until Monday. So you have to now through Monday to write those key terms. Once you've got that done, you need to screenshot and upload me a picture of where you have done your key terms. So if y'all have any other questions, you always can email me, and I will see you guys on tomorrow. Hope y'all have a great day.